Hi, my love. How y'all doing? Real quick, it's a beautiful day outside. I hope you're outside enjoying you some air, maybe so, or enjoying your family, or enjoying your friends, associates. Hello. I just want to come on here and speak with you real quick about family dynamics, toxic family dynamics. Okay, a toxic family dynamic is when the family function does not operate first under God's design, right? Everybody is pretty much doing their own thing. Children could do what they want. Children not being taught properly. Parents, this is the main thing. Parents, rather father or mother, work against the children. They are narcissistic. They are just have evil intents. They teach the children to do wrong intentionally. They train them to do wrong. They train them to how to, every child parent is their first teacher, right? It's their first leadership into the world, right? So, for instance, like if a father teaches his son just how to do wrong, how to trick women, use women, sell drugs, just everything negative, and not teach them anything right, that's training that child to know that dynamic, and so he would just follow that footstep and treat females wrong and not properly know how to be a father and how to, and the only thing he can teach his child or children is how to do wrong, right? A mother, some mothers are purely just evil and wrong. They train and groom their daughters how to trick men, how to manipulate them, how to, you get this type of man who have this status, and you marry him, and then you divorce him and you get his money, or you marry him, you have a baby, or you just get a baby so you can always be paid for life. All this wicked. It's wicked. It's like people that really take the time to sit here and sort that thing and plan that thing out. And that's a toxic family dynamic. You're supposed to train your children upright. You're supposed to bring them upright. But most of the times the parents was taught wrong, right? Most of the times the parents have been through so many things in relationships with people, and they just don't want their child to be at peace, or don't want their children to live in peace because they didn't have enough courage or to leave their relationship, to stand up to the abusive husband or boyfriend or child's father. So they just pass it down. I was talking to a lady, and she's basically talking about her sister, how her mother used to do. So the mother was evil, and the mother taught the sister basically to follow her footsteps, to go marry a white man, a European man, marry him, and have a child with him, and taught her not to marry Israelite man or a black man, to marry a white man and just marry him, and so you'll be set for life, and manipulate him into for money. Now they're married, but she's manipulating him. She's a Jezebel. The daughter is a Jezebel, and she followed her mother's footsteps, and she just using her husband. They're married, but she's controlling the relationship. Women are not supposed to control the relationship. Women and men have their own dynamics where they're supposed to help each other, where they're supposed to strengthen one another, and where they're supposed to be 100% committed to one another and not trying to get things out of each other. And so she was saying that that's what her mother did. They was very close. She acted just like the mother. So she done took on her mother's spirit. She done took on the ways of her mother. But the sister is like, I do everything right, and I do everything right, and I look towards, being 100% committed. I don't manipulate people or manipulate men. She was basically trying to understand how come things are where they were. And so we was just talking, and I'm like, well, you have all the answers. You already have said it. Your mother was toxic. Your mother was narcissist. Your mother didn't love you properly. She didn't take on to you. She took on to your oldest sister. She followed her footsteps. She taught her how to be manipulated and take from men and get married to certain kind of men and do these things. And she didn't teach you anything. But it's good she didn't teach you anything. You should be happy, because if she taught you anything, only thing she was going to teach you is how to manipulate, how to just trick men. And it's sad. It's sad that we live in a world where people just genuinely don't be with each other for the right reasons, to love, to build, to do it as God's positioned it to be done. But they just looking to get things out of each other. They just looking to come up off each other. They just looking to just be evil, right? And that is Jezebel. That's narcissistic. It's evil. It's not right. It's not right at all. Where does God dwell with that? And who hurts? The children hurt. Then you bring a child in the world, the children in the world, and you're not already right. So then you're going to teach that child how to do the same thing. You have to break the cycles. The moral to the story: toxic family dynamics are where manipulation, criticism, mothers using their sons or making their sons be like they're in a relationship, and that's your son, but treating them as if you're in a relationship, controlling his life, taking his money, making him feel like he's obligated to take care of you or do things for you that he's supposed to be doing for himself, or if he chooses to be with someone, he's supposed to do that for them. Not only that, come on, teaching them that, so then he'll grow up to hate the same woman that looks like his mother, and then go to someone else that don't look like his mother, but she's the same one who don't really like him. She just want to use him for sex or try to trick him to have a baby. Do you get what I'm saying? I pray you're getting what I'm putting down. I just had to really come here and just talk to you and tell you this, because doesn't make no sense why people do the things that they do. As children grow up and they hurt, they grow up in their households was toxic, or they wasn't taught right, and so they do the same thing. They repeat the same cycle. But I just want to speak to the one who has been in a toxic family or is in a toxic family. You're gonna have to make the choice to walk away, whether it's your mother, your father, your grandparents. You're gonna have to make the choice to walk away. If they haven't intentionally taught you right, all your life they have hurt you and used you and abused you, and they only call you for something, only fake call you to check up, only want to talk to you during fake holidays, you're going to have to make the choice to walk away from them. Why? Because in reality, how is it really helping you to stay in that family dynamic? I mean, just think about it. How is it really truly helping you? And you're going to have to get some healing. You're going to have to just be honest about everything that has occurred and happened, and you're going to have to heal. You're going to have to just get delivered. You're going to have to start doing things that you always desired to do, and do it in a way without you feeling bad about it. Yeah, they're going to say, oh, you being funny. How you going to leave your mama like that? How you going to leave your family like that? But what have I received? Or what have you received? Or what are you getting? Or how have they been a healthy person in your life, right? Parents are the first teachers. It is no perfect parent. Come on. It's no perfect parent. But if the intent is already to treat your child bad, don't talk to them, don't love them, don't see about them, train them and teach them just to use and abuse and manipulate and trick people, that is wicked. That is wicked all day. That is evil all day. There's nothing godly about that. You're training that child to grow up, to follow in them same footsteps, and to do and basically to hurt people, basically hurt them. And it's sad. It's so sad. It is very much sad. You're going to have to make the choice to walk away. You're going to have to make the choice to have those hard conversations, to pour your heart out, to speak to them and tell them how you feel about the things that they have done or didn't do, or even how you felt. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how you feel. That's what occurred. And if you don't, they're going to still do it. Or you're going to have like a male to a mother, you're going to have females that's just going to do the same things that your mother did. And when God sends you someone that doesn't do that, you're not going to know how to receive it because you're so used to people doing you wrong. And a female to a father or a female to a mother, you're just going to use the man and everybody just want to use everybody. And it's like, no, that's not godly. That's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be 100% in. You're supposed to be committed to what you're going to do. You're supposed to be committed. You're not supposed to be halfway in, halfway out. You're supposed to be committed, full-fledged committed to whatever you're doing. Rather you're doing school, rather you teaching the children, rather you being a parent, rather you choosing to be married. 100%. It's not no halfway. It's not no, oh, he do this, I do this, she do this, I do that. That is evil, it's childish, and it's not righteous, okay? Psalms 84:10, it says, better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. Better one day in the courts of God, in the presence of God, in the place of God, and a relationship with God is in it, in a family that God is in it, or that a family that wants to change and making those changes, not just saying it with their mouth, than 1,000 elsewhere. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of the wicked, right? So I would rather be a doorkeeper. Somewhere in the Bible it says, a quarreling wife, like it's better for the husband to be on the corner of a house, or the rooftop of the house, than to be there in the house with a quarreling wife, with a female that wants to argue and bicker and whine and just cunning and manipulative, and it is always a problem, right? So it's very much better one day in the courts than 1,000 elsewhere. I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of the wicked. Rather to dwell in places, families, and things of the wicked. Rather be a doorkeeper of God. So for the one who might had or might is and a toxic family dysfunction, I pray right now that you find that space to have those conversations, know what you was taught, know how that's working out. If you have children, how is that helping you to be a parent? How is that helping you on your journey as a father, as a mother, right? Or if you ever want some, and if you don't have none, good, because you still have not a better chance, but more time to heal and get delivered before you bring child into this world, because it's the same thing is going to try to trickle down to that child. The same thing, or those children. You have to break those dysfunctions, those yokes, those things. And you have to be able to ask God to help you and move on. Like, move on. You might have to get your own place. You might have to move. You might have to just, whatever you have to do. But remove yourself from toxic family dysfunction. You're going to have to. If not, it's just going to keep going. You're going to keep going, okay? And don't be afraid to speak and tell them. They know exactly what they do and how they doing it. And if they don't, it might just be you the first one that needs to bring it up, because they might don't know, because guess what, that's how they was taught, that's what they saw, right? So it might just need to be you to just say, hey, we need to have a meeting, a family meeting, we need to talk, we need to speak about these things that are right. So the grandchildren, or so your children or your nieces and nephews don't take on those same toxic, dysfunctional traits. I love you so much. God bless you. And I just love you so much. And I will see you soon.